What's going on YouTube? Boss Jacoby here, back again with another episode of MLG News. Now this is the first kind of episode where I'm going to be talking about something other than an event itself. If you guys are familiar with this series, basically what I do is I upload predictions or breakdowns of the pools, the open bracket, and then, like I said, I do recaps of like day 1, day 2, day 3, and predictions of where I think each team will place 1 through 16. Also included in this series, and like I said, this is going to be the first type of this kind of video within this series, is where I talk about roster changes. Now, I'm not going to be talking about every single one because there are a bunch, but I do want to talk about the notable ones, the ones that are occurring within top teams, the top 8 teams, top 4 teams, whatever the case may be, big name teams, and the roster changes that they've been making. So, first of all, I want to start with Envious, and actually, I'm pretty sure most of you guys will know this, but Nadeshot was actually dropped by Envious, so they are looking right now to pick up a new player. I'm sure they'll be talking amongst, fellow pro players with, a lot of pro points or whatever the case may be, but that team right now consists of Stainville, Dido, and Bob from Leverage. They're a very solid team. They finished 4th or 3rd, I believe. I think it was actually 3rd at MLG Raleigh. Like I said, they're an exceptional team. They decided to drop Nadeshot, and I think if they pick up somebody that's really, really solid, I think that they can win the next event and maybe even Nationals. I think they'll definitely be a contender depending on who they pick up, though, that's for sure. Moving on, we have Optic Gaming, and this is a team that you would never associate a roster change with. I'm pretty sure they've had a similar roster, if not the same roster, for all events. In fact, the only time they ever had a different roster was for Dallas when Rambo was actually sick. They used Nadeshot to fill that gap. But Rambo, Big Timer, Merc, and JCap have been there for Columbus, Anaheim, and Raleigh, and were expected to be there for Orlando and Providence as well, which are the national championships. But actually, Optic decided to release Rambo, and I'm going to talk about where he went in just a second. And now, again, they're looking for a new 4th. And to be honest with you guys, those 3 players, Big Timer, Merc, and JCap, they're all exceptional players. But I think that the one main thing they had over everybody else was the amount of time they had played together. I believe they teamed for 7 or 8 months, and all that chemistry is invaluable, and, destroying that with a single roster move, getting rid of Rambo, their leader, the guy that really kept the team together, will, in my opinion, pose to be a huge hurdle to overcome in an effort to win, future events or even place well in future events. I have no doubt that they'll be, another contender. I just don't think that making a roster move to put them over the edge will do that. So, anyways, moving on, I guess Rambo, where's he going to go? So, Rambo is now on Next Threat. Now, Next Threat is one of the teams that I follow very closely. It's going to be one of the teams where I bring gameplay very often once they get back scrimming after COD XP. Right now I'm trying to get rid of my Envious gameplay, trying to upload everything from that 360 Icons game. And once that's gone, and once Next Threat starts to play again, I'll be more than happy to upload Next Threat gameplay, which consists of Vengeance, Virus, Saints, and Rambo. So I think that those 4 guys, I wouldn't call them the favorites because, like I said, they haven't won. They haven't, their best finish was 4th, I believe. I think they finished 4th twice. I could be wrong. But they are certainly a contender and probably one of my favorites. I don't think, the general crowd of everybody thinks of them that way. But with the addition of Rambo replacing Sensor, they bring not only a better player, but also a better leader and something that they've been extremely lacking in the past events, and they've still managed to do exceptional. So moving from Anaheim to Raleigh, they picked up Saints for Sin, and now moving from Raleigh to Orlando, they picked up Rambo for Sensor. And I think these are huge moves, guys. It should be very interesting to see how these new teams play out. I know you and myself were both very excited to see what's going to go on with Optic Gaming. With Envious, they're solid teams, exceptional teams that are top 5 pretty much every event, with the exception of Envious because they did have their troubles with the teammate that didn't show up or missed their flight or whatever, but these teams are well known, they've been well known for a long time, and they should be huge contenders if they pick up the right pieces. Next Threat, I think, moved up a few notches in my little list of the top 16 teams. I definitely see them with the possibility of winning with the addition of Rambo. Anyways, guys, that's it for this episode of MLG News. Hope you guys enjoyed, and post a comment down below with anything else you'd like me to cover in an episode of this. If there's any more significant roster changes, maybe when Envious picks up somebody or Optic picks up somebody or anything else happens, I'll be sure to make another video. That's it for this one, though. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you later. See ya.